Toby, you guys kind of got off to a challenging start. Once the athletes got here, you had to deal with some smoke in the area from the forest fires and a lot of issues to overcome. Talk about how that was a challenge for you and this team with so many new people on this team.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't a surprise nor new. We've had to deal with the smoke the last couple of years. Actually, last year it was the second week of the season. The year prior to that, it was the first week of the season. So I just kind of planned it just like the snow for track. You just got to be prepared for it, and it actually worked out really well because we had an opportunity to do a lot of classroom time, and because we were inside for a couple of the workouts, it allowed us to bond a little bit better maybe than if we were just going to go out and do a typical workout that we normally do. So I think it worked in our favor.
Open the season like you have for several years now at the Clapton Inland Northwest. You see a lot of the Division I teams from the area and a couple of the other small school teams. So it's always a little bit challenging to kind of parse where we fit on the list. How do you feel like the team did on that first weekend?
Yeah, it's nice that Whitman was there because it's a team in our conference that we can kind of just compare ourselves really well with. The rest of the schools are tough because they all start before us, whether it's the community college or Lewis and Clark State or all the Division I schools. They're all starting prior to us, so they got about a week head start, which may not sound like a lot, but that extra week of training, again, just in the training cycle and periodization and stuff, it pays off. But for us, it was great to get out there and have our own goals for that race and to go out and give, like you said, a lot of the freshmen that haven't run a college race before to get out there. And I don't do a lot of race strategy or planning for that first race. I basically tell them go out and race, and then they kind of blow up or do what they normally do, and then we can have some lessons learned after that.
Shifting gears a little bit this year. For the first time in a long time, not going to the Sun Dodger Invitational, going to POU. What is it that you hope benefits us or challenges us or will be different for us at POU instead of Sun Dodger?
Yeah, we're thankful that POU is hosting a meet this year. The Sun Dodger meet has been a great meet for us to go to over the years, but honestly, it's nice to just race our own kind of level of competition early on, and all the schools will be there except for one. And so we'll get a really early test of how we compare with the rest of the teams in the conference. And it's going to be a smaller race, so some of the younger athletes won't be so overwhelmed, and maybe we'll get a little better indication of kind of where they're at. Sun Dodger race is a good race. It's also a fairly fast course, and that can also be a bad thing because the athletes go run a fast race the first race of the year, and then they're kind of chasing those times the rest of the year, and sometimes they don't get them and they feel a little bit disappointed. So it's nice to just have a race where you're racing against people and people that we're going to race the rest of the year, and so we'll have a better idea how we're improving and also how we measure up when conference comes.